Hi, how are you doing? I'm Frank Corbin from REMIC I'm here with the beautiful Donna Savage from Savage Desires.
Thanks for having me, Frank.
.ca. So how are you doing today, Donna?
I'm doing amazing, thanks.
Excellent. So you have a different form of business than most people, traditional stuff. You have a business called Savage Desire.
Yes, right.
And it's based on couples relationship building.
And also individuals as well.
And individual as well. How does that work?
Well, Savage Desires, I call myself the relationship fire starter.
Right.
Okay. So what what Savage Desires is about is building relationship with your couple and as yourself. We're trying to make everybody kind of have their relationship, take back their sensuality and their identity.
What do you mean?
In terms of, especially if you're in a relationship, you lost everybody lose their identity, more so the woman. The woman start taking over the identity of a man in terms of it's about him, it's about the children and everybody else, and forget about herself totally.
And what's wrong with that?
I'm sure you want to be your own person. You don't want to take anybody's identity. When you do that, then you're going to start losing yourself altogether, right?
I always think that, as everyone says, there's no I in team. So I always think that when you get involved in a relationship, there are going to be modifications that's mandatory or changes as mandatory has to be made in order to make that new you, or which is a couple, successful.
Yeah, and you're right. But what happened is, as women, we take on too much responsibility. And I know there's no I in team. Team is a unity.
Right.
So it's always the woman that's always taking on everybody else's responsible and totally forgetting about her own. Then she started getting stress and everything else. Then lack of communication started to come in because of that. Just because of that.
What are some of the things that the responsibility that the women take on when they enter into a relationship?
If a man likes, let's say a man likes to eat chicken and she doesn't, all of a sudden she's going to start eating chicken. A man smoke. Then all of a sudden she's not smoking. She probably is going to sit and take this. She probably won't smoke, but she's going to take it and sit along with the
She do secondhand smoking.
You know what? And she's there because that's just her thing. If a man don't like smoking, I say, listen, babes, I don't like smoking. Could you go outside? Or he's not going to be around it. Unlike a woman, we are so, what's the word I'm looking for? We are just so...
Adaptable?
Adaptable? I guess if you want to call it adaptable. That's not the word I was looking for.
No.
But that's just how a lot of women are.
Right.
We're like chameleon. We take on everybody's identity and totally forget our own.
And that turns into a relationship breakdown over time.
Over time. Because, especially if you're in a long-term relationship, everybody's desires and goals changes. So, you know what? If you're not talking about it, he's thinking one way, she's thinking one way, and there's no communication.
So when you realize that this was happening, male and female combined together, she automatically loses herself. And how do you interject into that situation?
Well, you know what? This is where they will probably call Savage Desires or myself to talk about it. So what happened is I'm like a mediator between two couples. I ask the right questions. Right. Because right now, the reason why they would call me is because there's no communication at all.
Does that mean you just acting like roommates?
Basically, you know what? And it's unfortunate, but that's what happens with a lot of couple. All of a sudden, it's a roommate mentality. You go to work, I go to work, I come home, cook, clean, bed. I mean, if you're going to have sex, yeah, but I mean, missionary style, go to bed, turn your back on, and that's it. And it becomes, then it becomes monotonous. Right. Right. Then if it becomes monotonous, somebody's going to start looking, and generally it's the men. Women will look, but they won't act. Right. Like the men, they will act and think it's green on the other side, and probably will step out of the marriage or relationship.
And after that happens, show is over, pretty much.
For some women, not necessarily. Some women will sit and endure it because they're always saying it's cheaper to keep her. Right. So men will probably cheat on their wife, but probably would not. And until probably, and this is where we want, because nowadays I find that relationship doesn't last long. The least of the things people want to do, they're going to run. Right. Right. I mean, come to think of it, we have children, we have a house together, we have this probably business together. Right. And this is what the thing is, cheaper to keep her. Right. We're going to keep, but at the same time we're suffering. Right.
So the woman, again, she stay in, observe all. Right. So how do we how do we even prevent ourselves from getting there in a brand new relationship?
The thing about it is, as women, we look at what our parents did. Right. What we should do is stop in the cycle. I don't want to be like my mother, the way she did and treated with my dad. You know what I mean? My dad did this, and as a mother, we're home cooking, cleaning, and going to bed. So I think the newer generation, or people like myself, coaches that comes in to build relationships, what we do is teach women, so that, or men, a couple, to help around. And you know what? Intimacy is not about only sex. Do things together. Either vacationing together, go away for an hour, just forget everything else and build up. And it's not missionary style, doesn't complete a bedroom sex. Right. You know what I mean?
But it's not considered the number one position? for sexual intimacy for most people?
Intimacy is not about even sex. Intimacy is about even holding and just talking. For sex, come on, missionary every night.
But that's they're saying that the stats shows that probably 70-80% of people
it will end
that's
up that way.
And also they're claiming that that's the most pleasurable position.
For whom? For the man or the woman?
No, for the most people that does it.
You know, because that's all they know, and that's why they're doing it.
Because keep in mind, if you're not sexually advanced, that's all you tend to know, and that's all you tend to enjoy.
And that's what I'm trying to say. So
until maybe someone like you come in and say, hey, there is this.
There's different things. Exactly, right? There's other different positions. There's classes out there that people are offering, couples or individual.
Really?
Definitely.
So you can go to, you call it a sex educational class, you call it? Or how do you call it?
You can call it anything you want. For, you know, I mean, you have tantric sex yoga. And tantric yoga is not even about intercourse.
What is that all about?
It's yoga, but it's about mind, body, and soul connection. It's about just even just looking at your partner and feeling sensual. Even having an orgasm just by, you know, doing certain movement with your partner. Again, you know what? When it comes to relationship, it all starts in the mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? If your mind is not right, your body's not right.
So communication is key in the relationship.
Definitely, yes.
Now, here's the thing. Relationship today, as you probably observe, is totally different from relationship 20, 30 years ago. What are some of the positive things you're seeing or negative you see in relationship today?
You know, the difference between back in the day relationship and no relationship is more on social media. Back in the days relationship, it was more quiet and in home.
Right.
Whatever the wife is suffering inside, she's not going to say anything. You know, our parents, we were taught whatever happens in the house stays in the house.
Right.
Nowadays, I find that, and which I love, is that women are uniting together and talking about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the difference, what I love about it is because the new thing that I love, again, is women coming together and talking about it. You have different avenues for people to go to and visit to make even themselves stronger.
Is it enhancing relationship or destroying relationship?
It's destroying relationship.
Right.
Now,
So there's good and evil there.
It's very
now they have an outlet, but the outlet also become destructive.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Nowadays, people are not patient anymore.
Right. So how do you create a situation or give advice in where they do have an outlet if they're suffering on the inside, but it also enhance what's going on at home?
So the outlet is talking about, number one, find a professional or someone that you can talk to.
Like Savage's eyes, of course.
That, you know, yes, you know, to talk about what's going on. And as I said, I'm just a mediator.
Right.
The husband probably can't speak to the wife, and the wife can't speak to the husband. Because nowadays, if a woman comes into the bedroom and performs something new, the husband may look at her and say, where the hell you get that from? Or what's going on? You know what I mean? And vice versa.
Facebook.
No, not Facebook. But it's true, though. Social media is just so huge. You know what I mean? And we don't want our partner to stereotype us thinking that we're out there cheating, because that's the first thing going to come to their mind. Is that probably they're cheating while they're coming home and wanting me to try this new thing. Right? But, you know, here I am as a mediator to ask the right questions to the male and the female, and realizing that, you know what, as time goes by, changes happen. He wants different things, she wants different things, but they're not communicating. You know what I mean? So this is where I come in. Savage's eye comes in to come to a common ground so they both can understand each other and ignite that light, the pilot light, to make it flame, so both of them can work on what is there. Because honestly, if they both leave and go in another relationship, it's going to start all over again. Right. Because the first number one thing is that to heal what's in them. Understand you as an individual, heal what's going on with you first before you go on to something else, or make work on the relationship that you have.
Do people heal themselves first before they move on to something new? Or they just try to heal within the new thing?
That, you know, they heal within the new thing for a couple of weeks and then start all over again.
Right. So the same issues continue.
Unless they get a strong woman who's powerful and strong and know what it is she wants as a woman, and ask the right question to her mate, and he's going to realize, oh, okay, so this is what's going on. Then it's going to be different. But you can imagine two unhealed person getting together again. It's going to continue. The cycle continues.
I find I had a session a few weeks ago where I discussed it. We have a conversation with couples, and we sit and drink a bunch of glass of wines and stuff like that, and we just talking, just very non-judgmental conversation. People get to talk about themselves. And the end of the session, what I come away with, because I was very observant of everyone, you know, male, female, everyone have talked with them, personal situation, past and future. And I realized that there's so much hurting people out there.
I agree.
So there's so much hurting people out there that's either in a relationship or looking for relationships. And if you're hurting, you're not ready for a relationship.
Definitely not. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with
So
you.
if you get involved in a relationship, that's your first step of relationship destruction.
Yep, that's not going to go anywhere.
No, but the problem is, it's coming from both sides. So what are some of the questions one can ask a potential spouse or potential mate to minimize that disaster?
First and foremost, I would be asking the spouse, either one, what attracted you to your young lady when you first met her,
Right.
and vice versa.
Let's assume her looks.
Assume her looks?
Yeah.
It has to be more than that, because you're going to, the first attraction, yes, is going to be
Physical,
look,
right.
Physical. And then you're going to spend some time with her. And if she doesn't have the
Intellect or intelligence.
to match
yeah.
with her, you're not staying. So obviously it's not only your look.
Right.
Or that she's great in bed. It has to be something that's solidify a relationship. I don't think people are crazy to have a relationship just because of looks only.
Do you think people actually go beyond those two basics?
Yes, I do believe that.
Then why are we so short-lived in relationships today? Because, for instance, if I see you and it says, she's beautiful, we have great lovemaking, and I'm going beyond. She's intelligent, she's a smart businesswoman, and I'm going beyond all these things. So I'm creating my 5 factor of love. Okay, why am I attracted to you? Why are we so short-lived?
A relationship?
Yes. If we're looking at our spouse beyond the 5 basics.
We get bored. Can you imagine coming home every day and doing the same thing over and over and over and over again? Even if you're not living together and you live in a party, the dating process before you guys decided, and every day the same thing. Hey, how you doing? I'm fine. What you doing? Watching TV? Okay. Bam. And it keeps going. It gets monotonous. It gets boring.
Why are we getting bored when I already identified 5 factors of you that I can enjoy from all different levels? Why am I bored so fast?
Because obviously the person is not stimulating you enough to hold on to you past that. Because after those 5 factors that you're thinking in your head, okay, if this girl's have this 5 thing, remember, Frank, there's more than only 5 thing about a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to know a person that when you go into a relationship, you're going to say, you know what? Certain things I can live with and certain things I can't.
Right.
Right? Before you even decide that you're going to start a relationship. And a lot of people that I know nowadays is so quick to start a relationship. They don't do the courting session anymore like back in the days.
Right.
Court somebody, know somebody. The first thing they want to do is having sex, probably. Or, you know, oh my God, that was so good. Maybe we should start living together. You have no this person is.
Right.
Personality starting to clash. You know, you're a talker, she isn't.
Right.
You want to talk
So
to
I
her.
talk to myself.
You know what? Exactly, right? So
Because she's absolutely quiet, she's not responding.
They're
Right.
not responding.
Right.
You want to go for a long walk. She doesn't because she's probably tired.
Right.
Or she wants to go do something. You're tired because you had a long day.
Right.
You know what I mean? So those are a lot of things that separate people. You know what I mean? You have to give and take in relationship. You have to say, you know, babes, today is the day that you and I are going to do something, or allot a time or day or place or anything to have that communication.
Right.
And number one of the things that I've always told my couple, one of the things is when you're having lovemaking, get out of the bedroom.
Right.
Bedroom is for sleeping. You know what I mean? If for other things, but
Of course,
bedroom
yes,
is more
yes.
for sleeping.
So you're saying
You know
being
what I mean?
creative.
Be very
yeah,
creative
yeah,
in a
yes,
relationship because you're going to get bored.
Right.
You know what I mean? Saturday night, I went to a party with a bunch of friends. And my girlfriend is married.
Right.
And that night, she and her husband was playing they were role playing all night
In the party.
in the party.
So they're playing, they don't know each other.
No
trying
knowing
to pick
each other.
up.
He
Right.
came over
Flirting.
to her. He
Right.
talked to her, and she pretended that pretending that she's sorry. And they're
Right.
married for 12 years.
That's actually interesting.
It's amazing. It keeps the romance alive and fresh.
Right.
And he could not wait to get her home.
Right.
Actually, I'm sure he did things before they even get home. But you get the
Yes.
understanding. And a lot of people don't do that.
That's actually quite interesting.
It is an
I think that's
amazing
exciting,
thing.
yes.
I always tell my couples to play role play. Role play. Pick her up, dress, go, you know?
Yes, absolutely. I'm here with Donna Savage from Savage Desire. She's teaching you how to role play with your spouse. Be open, be creative.
Yep.
Learn beyond the 5 factors of why you want to date or even be with a person. And then you take it from there.
You take it from there.
So that's some of the things that people could be doing. So folks might say, well, I don't know all these things. They don't know all these things. It's brand new to them. Is there a model they can follow? Where they get this kind of information from?
Call me.
Right.
Yeah.
And how do they get access to you?
You can visit my website at savagedesire.ca or send me an email at info@savagedesires.ca or call me at 905 905-903-8175.
Right, and you see the SavageDesires.ca
Yep.
in the write-ups. It's Savage Desires with an S.
Yes.
And .ca, and you can call Donna to get information. And listen, even if you're not in a relationship right now, you want to understand the model that you should be following.
That's right.
I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
We tend to venture off in these things, and we know what direction should we go in. What should we even be looking for?
But you know what? Not even the model that you're supposed to be following. What you need to understand is yourself as a person first and foremost.
Right.
Before you even venture into a relationship.
So again, you're saying understand what you even want.
Exactly.
Personally.
A lot of people don't know what they want.
Right.
You know, they just need that they want a warm body beside them at night. It doesn't work that
way.
way.
I tell people all the time. Some folks who say, well, Frank, I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want. How do you respond to that?
Well, you need to know what you want first and foremost, and have what you want in the forefront of your being.
Right.
You know what I mean? Be that. You know, I'm sure everybody have an idea of what they want and just build on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Again, folks, learn your mate, learn yourself, learn what he or she likes or dislike, and again, open communication is one of the key factor.
Very much so.
What if there's too much communication?
There could never be too much communication.
No?
Never be too much communication. Come on, Frank.
What
Honestly?
what if your spouse just talk way too much beyond your listening ears?
I've never heard of that before, but no. So you know,
I hear guys come all the time. My wife talks all the time. Just be quiet. Like she talks all the time. I hear guys saying that.
She talks all the time. What is she talking? The important things. What is she talking about?
But I don't know, right?
You know, because I mean, we'll come. Oh, they're gonna be talking about their day. What's going on at work? When he says, you know, honey, I understand what's going on at work. What's going on with you as a person? He wants to know what's going on with his spouse, not everybody else.
Right.
Right?
Oh, so that's what the thing. So guys hear that? Says, I love to listen to you, but I want to hear about you.
Exactly. Leave work at work.
Right.
And talk
Leave
about
the girlfriend stories and issues
and the
bosses,
stuff.
And the boss's stuff. And let me hear what's going on with you. So again, don't stop her from talking. Just change the direction of the conversation.
Easy.
That's pretty good. I learned something there. Again, you want help accessing proper direction for relationship, accessing understanding yourself as an individual. You can contact Donna SavageDesires.ca, and give me your phone number again, please, Donna.
905-903-8175.
Excellent. For 2016, 3 things we're focusing on: health, wealth, and a relationship. That's what Donna is here.
That's right.
To your success. See you then.